Alright, hello guys, welcome back to another Blender live stream. I'm your host Morgan Ozpin, and I'm not using my freaking VTuber model today because we will be animating a scene in Blender, which may require me to use a majority of my computer's CPU for this one software, so I had to like forego it for this entire stream. But anyway, we'll be animating this freaking grease pencil scene right here. It's the same old. We just gotta have to like follow the movements of the 3D model here, and we'll eventually make a. You'll eventually try to color this once it's done, but for now, we'll go ahead and finish the outline of the character here. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. Anyway, how are you guys? Day's been. I have been. I recently got back into running this morning. I did a 9-kilometer run or 8-kilometer run this morning. I freaking forgot now for some reason, but if you're wondering why I feel so tired today, that might be the reason why. It's been a long time since I worked out, so the fact that I had the time to go for an early jog in the morning today is very refreshing for me, considering that yesterday I went to an outing with my family and ate at this nearby dim sum place that was selling a bunch of noodle dishes and steamed dumplings, which if you guys don't know are my favorite kinds of cuisine, the dim sum kind of dishes wherein everything's steamed and it's great, because if you guys don't know, my favorite fast food right now in my country is this one chain called Chowking, and they're basically just the same. They basically sell the same kind of food that this one dim sum place is selling, but in a fast food setting. So if you want to order, I don't know, like some shomai rice from them, you can get them in under like 5 minutes or something, which is crazy. Imagine like trying to cook a rice dish in under 5 minutes. That's insane, So I ate at this freaking dim sum place, and that I freaking enjoyed the frick out of my outing there, because I like my dim sum. I love my dim sum dishes. I like shomai. I like shopao. I guess in the English translation for shopao and shomai is I think pork buns. But that sounds weird for me to say. Like to call shopao pork buns for the English speakers out there. Like I would rather have it be called like shopao, because I feel like that's I guess that's the name that I'm used to when I look at a pork bun, a steamed pork bun, by the way. Yeah, I freaking ate shopao, some wonton noodles. I ordered in that one place soy chicken wonton noodles, which is basically just noodles topped up with some soy chicken, of course, some soy chicken slices, and some steamed wonton on the side. And I guess if you guys don't know what wonton is, it's basically just beef wrapped onto some kind of wrapping. I think the same kind of wrapping that that they use to make Shanghai or shomai. I don't know what the English version of shomai is, but I think they use the same kind of wrapping that they use for shomai. And they freaking steamed that shit because, of course, it's a dim sum place. And my god, it's so good. The only problem that I have with these kinds of dim sum places is that they really do kind of stack up in the calorie side of things. So when I was finally done eating at this place, my freaking belly was just out of my polo shirt that I was wearing at that time. So I was looking at myself, and even though I enjoyed the frick out of what the chef has cooked for me, I am definitely not enjoying myself at that point because I felt very terrible that I ate so much food in this one restaurant, which is good food, by the way. The only problem is that I now have a freaking belly to trim down. So I ever experienced... Wait, what's that? What did you say there? Did you ever experience with internet trolls before? Yeah. And surprisingly enough, the internet trolls... Oh wait, do you mean in my streams or just in online in general? Because I do have some interesting stories about some internet trolls I encountered while streaming. There was this one guy before that talked about this one channel called... I'm forgetting the name of this channel, but this one chatter came up to my stream and spammed the frick out of my chat asking if I know this one YouTube channel called BFDI, which I have no idea what this BFDI channel is. And when I searched it up after the stream, I realized there was just some young people stuff that I can't really relate with. I don't know. I mean, you know, kids do be kids, and I don't mind. I don't really have any negative or you know any adverse reactions to what this channel he's mentioning is really. But my god, why did he kept like spamming in my chat if I knew BFDI? Dude, I'm like in my 20s right now. I can't really keep up with whatever is happening with the slang that's happening. It kind of reminds me that I am really getting I think I'm getting pretty old right now when it comes to knowing what these internet lingo is nowadays, because I went to my sister's my little sister's school one day to pick her up, and when I picked her up, she started like shouting 6'7" in front of her classmates. And I'm like, what the fuck is 6'7"? And she explained to me that 6'7" doesn't really mean anything. And I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't mean anything? It has to mean anything since you guys are all like saying some shit about it. And from what I can tell, like 6'7" just is basically just some meta joke that they have that sort of mocks the idea of people using slang words, I think. I don't think people will get it if they don't understand meta humor, but my god, hearing 6'7", even though I completely understand what it means, it just makes me really old for some reason. Maybe because I think that that entire joke is sort of targeted towards Gen Z of all places. Because my sister comes from the generation after Gen Z, so the fact that there's now a movement to call Zoomers boomers is kind of like, damn, I am fucking old right now. But hey, I don't mind them. I think people are like too hateful when it comes to people saying slang words they don't understand. Thinking just simply boiling it down to just the new generation getting into some brain rot shit that might hurt them in the long run. But I think this is coming from people that forget that when they were kids, they also followed trends that were very dumb and confusing. Because I was like watching some of my old videos back in the day, and I remembered, and I remember I watched this. I saw myself like talking about this one trend that was happening somewhere around 2016 or 2017. It's called the mannequin challenge, and this was like a challenge that came when Vine was still a thing. Oh my god, I think I may have awakened a sleeper agent when I mentioned the that social media platform, but so basically the mannequin challenge was a challenge back then in a once thriving platform called Vine, which is basically just a beta version of TikTok back in the day, wherein the whole goal of the trend is to just film yourself standing still with a bunch of your mates for a couple of seconds. And I don't know why that became a trend, but people ate the shit out of that freaking trend. And 6'7". Oh god, am I talking to someone so young right now? But yeah, people ate the shit out of that trend. The whole mannequin challenge. And hey, I even ate that shit up if I was mentioning that in one of my streams back in the day. And yeah, when looking back at it, I think that was one dumb challenge that we did back then. I don't know why we did that kind of challenges back then, but you know, that's just the whole nature of being a kid. You know, you're gonna say some dumb shit, and eventually you'll grow out of it. People would think that the 6'7" thing would be a fad and be a thing of the past, and people will just move on. I think that's just the nature of being young, I guess. You gotta get through those cringy to that one cringy phase when you follow trends and get into some slang before you grow up and realize that, oh wow, this is a dumb thing, and now I'm seeing the new kids doing it, and therefore I should say that what they're doing is also dumb. And I think, come on, man, this is we've been in this. You have been a cringy kid back then. You don't need to worry about what these kids are doing right now. But anyway, I feel like a boomer just by saying, yo, those kids. Oh my god, those kids on those 6'7" jokes. Oh my god. I have to keep in mind that I'm still like in my early 20s right now. I need to stop talking like a boomer every now and then and relish my youth. But anyway, I guess that's what I've been doing this past couple of streams. This past couple of days, I guess. Anyway, I'll just start drawing this one character. This guy's name is Cowboy. It's a working name, but I think I'm gonna call him Cowboy Shit. But I think I'll change that just for YouTube's algorithm's sake. We can't have any swear words on YouTube. Oh no no. Alright, let's make this line right here. There we go. Oh boy. Alright, since I'm doing a grease pencil stream, I might as well update you guys on what I've been doing recently. So, as you all know, I went to a dim sum place back then, so that's one thing I've been doing yesterday. For the past couple of days though, I have been watching some Adult Swim Smalls on the YouTube channel. I wouldn't say it's a highlight of my week, but it's worth mentioning that this one series that I've been watching in the Adult Swim YouTube channel. So if you guys don't know, Adult Swim is this, I don't know, this subsidiary of Cartoon Network, I think. They used to host like adult cartoons in their network, and now that Cartoon Network is gone, I guess Adult Swim is now its own brand that's making adult cartoons on TV. Now I don't have cable television here on my house, but I do sometimes catch up to speed with Adult Swim through their YouTube channel. And every now and then I see some very weird but great experimental stuff in their YouTube channel. There was this one stop motion short that they posted a while back that was, I think, all about, I forgot the name of it, but it's basically a I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very weird short, and it's in stop motion. And if I can remember its name, I might be able to remember the plot of it. But it was just so weird that I think I just sort of blurted it out of my mind. But that's nothing to do with what I've been watching recently. The one that I've been recently watching on Adult Swim is this one series of shorts called Haha You Clowns, which I think is a cartoon made by a Newgrounds animator called Joe Kappa. Now, when I first heard that this was made by a Newgrounds animator, I definitely stuck in to watch the entirety of the series. Because I do like my Newgrounds animators. I want to support their projects, especially if they get into TV. And so far, I think they're when it comes to like Newgrounds animators and TV, I think they had a good run so far. I've seen who's it? Psychic Pebbles original series in Adult Swim called Smiling Friends. I think I'm liking the vibe of it so far. I like the jokes there. And after watching like Smiling Friends, I wanted to know what else is there in Adult Swim. This is These Cowboy Nuts. Do you want to call him These Cowboy Nuts? I have no idea what you're talking about, man. But anyway, going back to my conversation. watch this series of shorts called Haha You Clowns, and when I first read the title of the short series, I thought that, oh, it's gonna be maybe a raunchy adult animated show, you know, your typical Adult Swim show. But then I stick around to watch it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this so wholesome? Why is this a very wholesome show? What the fuck? So Haha You Clowns is basically just a so far it's a 7-episode short that you can watch right now on YouTube. That's all about this dad trying to take care of his 3 sons. And the backstory of this dad is that his wife, or the son's mom, has recently passed away, and it's only up to this freaking dad to raise these three sons. And the entire series just revolves around these 3 sons, you know, living their best life as a model family without a mom. And it's surprisingly wholesome, I must say. Like, each short just lasts around like 3 minutes or something, which is great for my ADHD brain. But these shorts are only like 3 episodes long. I watched all 7 of them in one afternoon, and there's something very strange yet wholesome about this short. Because usually what do you expect in an Adult Swim cartoon is for something weird to happen. And to be fair, I guess Haha You Clowns also does have some weird stuff happening through the weird character designs of their characters, as well as some offbeat stuff that happens, like when they went on a cruise ship together, and this dad found this dead fish flopping on the poop deck of this cruise ship, but the sons wanted the dad to ignore the flopping fish on the poop deck just to glaze on how great of a dad he is. But other than those little weird moments in the show, it never really felt like there was anything sinister happening in the background. It's not like this one short called I think The Crooks, I think. If you guys have been watching Adult Swim for a while now, you may have heard of this one short called The Crooks, or The Cooks, I think. And how basically the whole premise of The Cooks is that it's basically just an entire short film that's just a spoof of the Western adult sitcom, but they kept on introducing more and more people into the Cooks family, to a point that a murderer started like killing them in Minecraft one by one as the title sequence kept going and going. And that felt like that's just, I guess, the typical Adult Swim things you find in their network. But for Haha You Clowns is just straight up a wholesome family show, I must say. And by having it be a wholesome family show, it actually wraps around into something that's actually more Adult Swim-esque, because when you really think about it, what really is a surrealism at this point in the 21st century, when we have shows like Rick and Morty, Family Guy, American Dad, all those other raunchy Western adult cartoons that are already doing the weirdest things in their plot lines that might be borderline legal. So as I was saying, what do you do when you already have weirder shows like that in your lineup? How do you get more surreal than that is the question. And I think the Joe Kappa, the creator of Haha You Clowns, basically answered that for me. And that is to just wrap it back into is to wrap it back into making a wholesome animated show for adults, I guess. I wouldn't say it's wholesome for the whole family, because there is something adult about it sometimes. You know, there's some profanity to the language sometimes in Haha You Clowns, and there are, of course, the weird character designs that might off-put some of the children in watching this cartoon. But aside from that, it's a very straightforward, wholesome family connection you're watching in Haha You Clowns. And that to me is the reason why it felt very weird, because at least in the Western side of things, I think you can find some very wholesome adult cartoons in anime and stuff, but in the West, that's not something that you normally see in Western media these days. And that's I think what's so smart about Haha You Clowns. It's weird by being very wholesome, I guess. And I love it for that. If you guys have watched, if you guys have time, go watch Haha You Clowns. Haha You Clowns is just there's just something creative about how they make an adult cartoon that makes me wanna, you know, animate, get up in my seat and animate, because I now have this newfound appreciation for animation. Because oh boy, is it so hard now to get into adult cartoons. Because most of the time when you think of adult cartoons, you just think of, I don't know, The Simpsons or Family Guy, with all its raunchy jokes and stuff. But then you get things like Smiling Friends and Joe Kappa's Haha You Clowns that tries to be a little bit more creative in the writing department and try to deliver something that's not been done before, and that's by making something that's a little bit more hopeful, more optimistic and stuff. That's what I want to see more in, I guess, adult animated media, I guess. Okay, why did I open up the... Okay, I might need to delete this. Anyway, that's just my letterbox review for Haha You Clowns, I guess. I don't know if you guys know Letterboxd, but it's basically just a site like IMDb where people just take reviews of their favorite movies, I guess. I don't know. I don't have an account there. I'm just spewing some shit about my taste in some videos I've been watching recently. Anyway, I guess that's it for what I've been consuming lately. As for what's happening on my life right now, nothing much. I I just had a little incident in my college lately that had nothing to do with me, but it is I guess this is a story that more so involves my college as a whole. So basically, there have been rumors that's well, not really rumors, but news going around my university lately of some what's it called? Of some students in the college slandering a bunch of professors online. Because this is news that came about when I was like just going through my classes group chats and looking through what my classmates are talking about, and our class representative at that time told us that, hey, you should probably watch what you're saying online because our teachers are also reading what you're posting online. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then my class rep clarifies that there's been news that some anonymous student has been posting on some Facebook group somewhere about his own opinion on the teachers in the college. And my class rep was saying that it was so hateful that the teachers had to call upon us to stop posting these things online. So, being the curious monkey that I am, I wanted to know what my class rep was talking about. And had you ever been scouted by Newgrounds audio portal moderator? No, but I've been scouted by a Newgrounds art portal moderator before. And now I am an approved artist in Newgrounds. Not sure with the audio side of things. I didn't even know you can be scouted in the audio portal. I thought that was only like exclusive for like art and stuff. But okay, I didn't know that we have audio portal stuff there. But I don't think I've been I don't think I've posted enough music on Newgrounds to warrant a scout from someone. But anyway, back to the conversation at hand. I was like wondering what was this class rep talking about when he says that the professors were being offended by this one post online. Is it a very big post that might slander them or anything? So I talked to one of my classmates. They linked me to where the Facebook group was. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, I think I've already told this a couple of times now. Facebook is still a very big thing in this side of the world. I don't know with you guys on the western side of things, but it's still a very big platform in the Philippines, to a point that it's sometimes the main method of communication we use whenever colleges and schools want to bring an important announcement to their students. I think I would say that I totally disagree with the fact that we should use Facebook as our main method for bringing in announcements, considering how toxic it can be sometimes to people. But anyway, I I went to this to the Facebook group that my class rep was talking about in her group chat with us, and I tried to search for this post on the Facebook group. I kept on like scrolling and shit, and so far, I mean, yeah, we do have some trolls in that Facebook group, but they are relatively posts that remain unnoticed by the general public. I mean, I guess the most likes I've seen from the post there are like 100 or something, which I don't think is a very big number, I must say. You gotta be like very into the internet sphere if you were to notice something as small as a Facebook post with 100 likes, I guess. But the normal likes that you usually get in this one Facebook group is like 6, 10, I don't know, 7, 8. Like they barely like scratch the double digits. And yet, for some reason, this class rep in my group chat was echoing the sentiments of the dental faculty at that time, of the college faculty at that time, and saying that, oh, you guys should not do all of these posts on Facebook. You shouldn't be doing this. This is gonna hurt our reputation and shit. And then when I finally look at the actual post that they're talking about, none of the posts that I saw in this Facebook group barely scratched like 100, like 10 likes or anything. And I had to wonder, what the frick is what the frick is the college faculty on about when they say that the students are doing a lot of slanderous things online. I mean, granted, I do understand that you're not supposed to be making these posts online, but do you really need to make a huge announcement out of this one incident that didn't even scratch the general student population of the college if you didn't make mention of it at all, you know? I just asked that because if you scouted and be whitelisted by a GDL, their moderator, your songs can be used in Geometry Dash. Oh! I mean, are you asking whether I should, whether I'm fine with people using my songs in Geometry Dash? Because I'm fine with people using my songs in Geometry Dash. I don't think that's that's I don't think that's a bad thing for my songs to be a part of. In fact, I think I would like to see my songs be part of Geometry Dash if it could. So I don't think that news of audio moderators using in Newgrounds using my songs for Geometry Dash isn't really gonna affect me at all. That's a pretty interesting fact you told me. Okay, maybe I kind of want to see my song Oriental Pearl be played in a Geometry Dash level if we could. If you guys don't know, Oriental Pearl is just the starting soon screen I use for all of my live streams at the very beginning. I kind of want that song to be a part of Geometry Dash at some point, or in the customized Geometry Dash level at some point. So if you're wondering, yo, am I fine with people using my songs for Geometry Dash? Yeah, you guys can use it. But anyway, back to the issue at hand, which is my college professor's insistence on getting rid of these very small posts online. Um, I don't think you should probably, if it really hurts you so much that you are offended by these small posts, the best thing you can do is just ignore them, and hopefully, well, not really hopefully, but eventually it will just pass the public attention of most people and just go away naturally. Because I don't like how the faculty reacted to this, because it kind of reminded me of how most YouTubers would react whenever something as small as this would happen in their YouTube comments. And I think a noob thing for a new creator or someone, or even someone who's new to social media, would do whenever they get hate online is to berate someone online for saying such heinous things, even if that one person doesn't really constitute the majority of people's opinion toward you in one period of time. With that said, I think the more mature way to handle a situation like this is to just let it go, really. I don't think people would fault you for letting it go, because in the first place, a troll that may be as small as this, that may be as small as someone who's getting a few likes, would not even be like noticed by the general public, so people won't really fault you if you were to back away from it. Which is why I kind of don't like. I did like how the college handled it. I mean, sure, I guess from a teacher's point of view, I guess this could be a learning lesson for students to. This could be their way of teaching us to handle ourselves professionally online. But I don't know, the way these teachers react sometimes to comments like these makes me think that they really are genuinely offended by these kinds of trolls online. And if ever I have like if ever I have like the time to give advice to these teachers, I would say, hey guys, don't just ignore them, really, you know. Just ignore these kinds of people. It's not your... It's a waste of time to like, especially if they're like the small comments you see online. It's like, it's not your duty to I guess man up and show these trolls who's right and shit. Because here's my opinion when it comes to these types of situations. Number one, in the internet, there's no room or place where there would be a civil discussion online. Most of the time, when you post something on social media, you're basically just talking to a void, wherein there's no time for you to listen and give your opinion to the people that you're trying to argue with. So there's no use, like, I don't know. I tried putting the ID from one of your songs and said not allowed for use. Oh, well, that's sad. Really? Well, yeah, but maybe because I haven't been scouted or something. Is there a way for me to get it into Geometry Dash, given that, you know, I haven't been scouted on Newgrounds yet when it comes to my audio submissions? But yeah, the reason why what's it called? The reason why you shouldn't try to man up and try to argue the frick out of these trolls is because you're not in an environment wherein you're gonna win at any point in a conversation online. And secondly, I don't think I think the mentality for most people whenever they say hey, whenever they think that they should not ignore the trolls, the main mentality of these kinds of people is that the reason why they don't ignore these trolls is because they think it's not an honorable thing to just walk out of a argument like this. And you know, I guess from my own opinion, with people that say, "Hey, you should walk out of an argument like this because that's not a very honorable or manly thing to do," I would just be like, "Dog, this is not the place where honor is really the key here, especially if you're talking to someone that is just there to spark outrage or something." Like, sometimes the best thing to do when it comes to arguing with people online is to just walk away, you know, and ignore. I know it sometimes sounds wrong to just ignore a troll online, but there have been multiple cases wherein I think that could be the best thing for someone to do. One example of that would be the story of freaking... I'm about to say a very controversial figure here, but the story of Chris Chan. So if you guys don't know who Chris Chan is, he's basically just a well-known internet personality back then that is well known for being, I don't know, your typical, I guess, cringy person you see online. Because I remember he was, back then he was known for being a guy that makes a lot of Sonic fan fiction, I think, as well as I don't know, he's like very active in some forum out there. But another thing that he is well known for is his behavior towards people that trolls him online, because since he's a freaking Sonic fan fiction writer back then, people are bound to, of course, like bully the frick out of him and troll him. And whenever people try to troll him, instead of ignoring his trolls, or I guess her, I don't know, he came out as like as a transgender, I think, back then. Instead of like ignoring these trolls, what Chris Chan would usually do is just double down and try to defend his stance online. But why, more specifically, like justify why he makes the Sonic fan fiction stuff. As well as very susceptible to people like lying about his life overall. Whenever people get something wrong about his personality, he would double down and actually write like a detailed description of why they're wrong and what the real truth is about his whole life. And it came to a point wherein people actually started doxing him because of how much information he is spewing online. And that's why I don't like feeding the trolls, really. Like how Chris Chan or what my college is doing right now. It's just not good, guys. And I guess since we're in the topic Christian, I might as well mention the fact that, you know, in the end, Christian didn't really become a good kind of person in the end, because he was outed for SAing her her mom, of all things, which is very weird. I must say, I didn't like the end of Christian's story in the end. I thought he was just a lost soul that got consumed by the internet trolls online. But after that incident, I'm like, holy shit, this guy has some problems inside his head or something. But even then, I still think Christian is a good example of why you shouldn't really be that. You shouldn't really be that focused on people, on what people say to you online. So yeah. You should probably I think for every new hire they get for my college, they should probably pull up a Christian documentary in their, I don't know, in their introductory seminar to the college, just to teach these new professors how you should handle with hate or internet hate online. But yeah, that's what's been happening on my life right now. I watch Haha You Clowns. I watch my college lose their shit over some small guys on Facebook, of all things, which is very funny from a Western point of view. And what else have I been up to online? My god, I can't speak right now because I can feel the fatigue from my legs from all the running I did this morning. Surprisingly enough, I haven't really been watching Netflix lately. I think the catalog so far on Netflix is ass. Well, not really ass, but just there's nothing in Netflix that really wows me right now. Maybe because I don't have the time to consume a 2-hour documentary or something, or consume a 5-season long Emmy Award winning show. So yeah, I've been busy. I've just been busy scrolling YouTube, I guess. Which I guess is countered to the fact that I just said that I don't have time to watch Netflix. But I don't know why. I think my brain rots. My rotting brain just thinks that it's a better use of my time to just watch YouTube rather than Netflix. Some YouTube videos I've been watching, I don't know, I guess just a bunch of drama videos, because after, I don't know why, but I feel like the drama, I feel like drama too has gotten a little bit boring for me this past couple of weeks, until just recently, I think. When all of a sudden the news cycle suddenly gave me a bunch of these good stories to consume during my free time, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, this guy did this guy did that, holy moly, you know. This is some compelling news coverage that I am watching right now. I don't want to get into detail what I've been watching on DramaTube lately, because I guess of course there are some people these are real people that's happening in these drama videos that I've been watching. But to be honest with you guys, these drama videos really are very entertaining for me for some reason, especially as a Filipino, you know, because we do like our drama, not only on our shows or on our social media, but also on little things like in our families and our friends and in our relationships. We just really like drama here in this country. What have I been consuming? I've also been consuming a lot of Blender tutorials. I watched this one tutorial about how to make anime style hair in Blender. And something I didn't realize was okay, here's a thing I haven't realized for the past 5 years, or no, 4 years I've been using Blender. Why did I say 5? Something I didn't realize about Blender is that if you... I'm gonna create a new cube here. There we go. Something I didn't realize about Blender is that if you... I'm gonna make a loop cut here, like that. So I have this one loop cut selected here, and if I press V, I didn't notice, but it would actually like separate the vertices into two, which really makes me think why I haven't learned about this shortcut before. Because I feel like this could be a very great shortcut to use when making hair. Instead of making curves, I can instead like try to box model the shit out of my hair to make very interesting shapes in Blender. But yeah, I wanna experiment on that shortcut for my future models. Which, by the way, as for some future modeling ideas I have in store in the future, I kind of want to do a little special thing for Christmas. I want to make a special render for each of my families here in Blender. And I want to start by modeling some Sanrio characters in Blender, because I feel like my sister would like that. And hey, I kind of like the Sanrio characters as well in terms of their design. Something about them just feels very simple yet very pleasing to look at. And I think Sanrio is the only toy company that I am actually willing to give my money for to purchase a toy for my little brothers and sisters. Unlike with things like Labubu's. Like I can never get into Labubu's, guys. I'm sorry. but I feel like people are missing out on how great Sanrio is as a toy company, because I feel like that's where children's interest lies right now. It's under the Sanrio brand, especially Kuromi. I don't know why, but kids eat the shit up, especially little girls. Little girls like eat the shit up out of Kuromi plushies for some reason. I don't know why. Is it their way of? Is that like their gothic face coming out? Because you know Kuromi is known for being the goth / evil creature of the Sanrio dynamic, right? I don't know. like little kids really eat the shit up out of like Kuromi. I don't know why. I kind of like to make Kuromi on stream as well. It's just a little surprise for my sister. That'd be pretty nice. In fact, I watched a short series with her on Netflix. I watched it with my little sister. It's called My Melody and Kuromi. And even though I can't get into the whole, hold on, I can't get into the whole writing of My Melody and Crowing because it's just all childish stuff that's happening on screen. I kind of appreciate the fact that everything in that one series was made in stop motion. That I think was the reason why I stuck to watching the whole series for much longer than I should. Because I'm a big animation fan, and the fact that that whole series was stop motion is just, oh my god, chef's kiss, man, it's so good. They really know what to do with that Hello Kitty money, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna do. I think I may be doing a Chromie modeling stream at some point in the future. What else? What's this there? Oh, you're back. Hey, yo, what's up, dude? I didn't know you left. But anyway, what else I've been up to? I guess that's it. Well, I guess something that I've not been up to is learning Mandarin. Because if you guys don't know, I started a Duolingo stream back then a little while ago, and I was thinking that could be my jumping off point to learning a little bit more Mandarin on the side. But after, but then real life came knocking at my door, and I couldn't like keep up with the whole daily learning, the whole daily studying that Duolingo is getting me into. And now I just completely stopped learning Chinese altogether, which sucks. I mean, I could get into it if I wanted to, but right now I've been so busy with getting into with completing some of my college requirements that I don't really have much time to even do anything else. In fact, it's only now that I'm getting a lot of free time, and I'm thinking of spending it on live streaming, because I haven't been doing that for the past couple of days. And I don't think I'll be getting back into learning a new language anytime soon, which I guess sucks. Oh well. What does that say? Oh my god, I can't read that. Is that yeah, I don't think I can read that anymore. God damn it. I didn't know you can speak Mandarin. Or did you translate something in DBL or something? Is that how you were able to make those Chinese characters? Speaking of Chinese characters, is it even possible to type that and the English alphabet in your keyboard right now? Because I don't you need like a specialized keyboard to type in a Chinese character? Or am I just being clueless here? So I've heard of things like a Chinese keyboard somewhere or something. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, you know. But I could have sworn there's a keyboard for typing Chinese characters. Alright, let's paint that, paint this, paint that. Sorry for my yawning, guys. I just got back from a long nap from before the stream. This long nap I had to take after running a couple of kilometers this morning. I can't speak Mandarin, but I know some Mandarin words. Oh, that's nice. Are you like a... Are you like a native person from China or something? Or is it something you like learned on the side? Because I'll be like going to... I'll be going to like Hong Kong this Christmas because my mom invited me. Invited me on a trip there so that we can visit like Hong Kong Disneyland in the Christmas season. And I don't know if I'll be able to like communicate effectively with the locals there. You know, to do things like order food or get myself a taxi or something. I don't know. And I also worry that, you know, since I'm gonna be going there in the Christmas season, there may be a lot of people that might be coming there because it's the Christmas season and people may want to travel from their native country to Hong Kong. So I want to be ready to meet lots of people there. And I think the one way I can be able to communicate effectively is to learn Mandarin. Actually, I think I should learn Cantonese because I think the people there speak Cantonese, right? But I wanna like learn Mandarin first because people say it's like it's the easier and more well-known language there in the Chinese region. Oh, you're from Indonesia, but also a Chinese descent. Okay, I mean, technically we do have. Who here in the Southeast Asia isn't from Chinese descent, really? Unless you're saying that your close relatives are Chinese or something, which I guess that's a great thing for you to have. Indonesia, eh? You know, speaking of Indonesia, I've watched this one vlog in YouTube recently. It's about this guy going to like the nearest island here in the Philippines that is closest to to Indonesia. And it was just so fascinating seeing in this video the life around this one island in the region of Mindanao, and how it's like so different compared to the rest of the Philippines here. Like they have their own like this one island. The Philippines has a very active Indonesian population there who wants to migrate to the Philippines and stuff. And I don't know, it's just so fascinating seeing like this shred of the country that I haven't seen before. Nice. Oh boy. Wait, hold on. Wait. Since you're Indonesian, I didn't know that there were also some other people in Southeast Asia that knows about the existence of Newgrounds. What the heck? Like I thought that I'm the lucky one for knowing what Newgrounds is as a Filipino in Southeast Asia, but my God, I didn't know Newgrounds was also something that's known by other people in this side of the world. Because whenever I go into sites like Newgrounds, they normally like market towards a more Western audience. You can see it with creators like Roostu and Sir Pello, and all the other creators there on Newgrounds that has like a more that definitely has some origin in the Americas. It's kind of great to see that we also have some Asian audience there on Newgrounds. Alright, so we have made that. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's make this. I guess to be fair, I guess the reason why there isn't really a lot of people, or I guess a lot of Filipinos, I guess, on Newgrounds is because, or at least from my perspective, there isn't a lot of Filipinos on Newgrounds because we don't really have an active animation or gaming community here in the Philippines compared to like places like Japan or in the US wherein they have like game companies there and outlets like the Game Awards that help promote the making of games there and animation, like the Oscars and the Game Awards. But over here in the Philippines, we don't really have a lot of well-known animated shows or games. I guess in the animation side of things, the biggest thing that came out in the Philippines and animation-wise was this one show called Trees, and I think that died really quickly. And another animated film that came out on Netflix called Hayop Ka, which in English translation that just means you're an animal. And I don't think that neither of those two properties really got big, really, in its own in my country. Maybe Trees. I think Trees got really big in the art community here in the Philippines. But then again, like, the art community here is very small. I don't think it really got that much attention. Compared to, like, say, I don't know, our telenovelas and stuff, we have, like, those are the things that are actually being talked about in this country. Like, Provinciano is one show that ran as many episodes as One Piece, and it's like one of the biggest things that came out during the late half of the 2010s. And I don't know, there's just more discussion about telenovelas here than on the animation side of things. Which I guess is fair, because we don't really make a lot of animated shows here in the Philippines. In fact, it's non-existent. The animation community here is just non-existent. Or no, not really the animation community, because we do have a lot of anime fans here, but the animators here are pretty much just non-existent, really. You know, people are willing to spend some money to make a quality animation show here. Just doesn't exist, and there could be a reason to it. We do live in a third world country, and maybe there's just not enough people here that have the budget to spend a ton of cash to make a good animated film. Then again, though, we have Trees and Hayaka, which are very high quality Netflix productions. So maybe the problem lies that maybe we just don't really appreciate animation as a medium. You know, I don't know. It's I kind of think that if ever someone wants to make an animated film on the Philippines, it would attract a lot of headlines, I think. But I think there's this stigma that maybe animation isn't really worth people's time, especially if you're an adult here in this country. Have I ever been whitelisted by a Geometry Dash Elder moderator? No, I don't think so. In fact, I haven't touched Geometry Dash in a while, you know. I've only played the game, like, I don't know, a couple of times, somewhere around like 2018 or something, and then after that I just haven't really played the game after. Mostly because I'm not really into like the rhythm-ish side of games that may also make you want to rage bait a bunch of people. So yeah, that's why I haven't really been playing Geometry Dash. So yeah, I don't think I've ever been like whitelisted by a moderator, if you're wondering. Maybe the reason why you can't like get my songs into Geometry Dash is because I'm too small of a creator to be known by the moderators. And because I'm very small, they couldn't really vouch whether my songs are actually owned by me or not. So to keep things safe, they may wanna, you know, make sure that my songs aren't there in their game, just to avoid a copyright strike from some a copyright claim from some, I don't know, from some big music company out there. That could be the reason. Not that I've ever like stolen any songs or anything. Just that I think that's like maybe the possible reason why you can't get my songs into the game. It's just so the people there can avoid a copyright strike, a copyright claim from a big music label like, I don't know, Water Tower Music. that Warner Brothers music label that I've only heard about by getting a recommendation for YouTube. Oh baby. I guess while we were talking about YouTube here, I've also been watching a lot of Let's Plays recently. I don't know why I've been watching a lot of Let's Plays recently. Maybe it's because Silent Hill F came out, and I wanted to see some people's reaction to it without having to watch a full livestream VOD on Twitch. So I decided to watch Markiplier again, and after watching a little bit of Markiplier, I decided to see what else he's been doing recently. And I'm impressed by what Markiplier has done this past few years. He's making a bunch of... Well, he made a bunch of stuff for YouTube. That's basically just like a Telltale-like series of videos wherein you get to choose what a character would do at the end of each video. And thus you kind of get to play a game basically on the YouTube site itself, which is a very creative endeavor on his part. But then after that, he started collaborating with these fellow creators called Corridor Digital to learn about 3D, to just learn about VFX from them. Which I think is very appreciative of him to do. Like normally when you are that big of a creator, you'd mostly want to like settle down and do something, you know, nonchalant. But I kind of respect the fact that Markiplier is still doing a lot of creative shit on the side. And now after his whole stint with Corridor Digital, he's now thinking of making a movie based on a game called Iron Lung. When I heard the news, I'm like, what the fuck is Markiplier onto? It's like, this Mr. Fishbach guy is just trying to speedrun life at this point. Like, oh my god. And I really made me admire him more as a creator. Because I remember back then in 2014, I would usually watch his Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Plays and his all of his other Let's Plays with Bob and Wade, and even now I still kind of enjoy all of his shenanigans with the trio of friends that he has. And then of course I also find him as an inspirational figure when I was growing up. I usually bawl my eyes out whenever he posts a 4 million or 6 million celebration video, because it always comes with this motivational speech about how he had to work hard to get to this point in his life. And listening to it now, it does kind of sound manipulative, but at that time, it was like, it really made me, it made me feel optimistic about the world whenever I hear these speeches from Markiplier, and how, on the side he is doing all these charity stuff for the Make-A-Wish Foundation and other charity organizations. And now he's trying to do a 2020-ish version of that, because you can't just be, you know. I feel like it's bad news to say this, but you know, I feel like it's not really that, I would say, ethical anymore to make motivational speeches on YouTube, because of how, on its nature, it does sound kind of a little bit manipulative for your audience to listen to those kinds of ramblings in this day and age. But now he tries to, I would say, communicate his appreciation for being in the position that he is in by trying to use his position as a YouTube creator to make more creative projects, like I say, Unus Annus, I think, was like, even though I wasn't into Unus Annus at the time, I feel like it was such a creative thing, and also a great way to promote a creator I didn't really know about, which was Ethan Nestor. And I think the concept of having to delete your channel after 1 year was, I think, a very daring thing to put at that time. And then, of course, there was his movie, his stint with Corridor Digital. Like, he just does a lot of creative shit that really makes me want me to follow in on his footsteps as a creator, you know. But yeah, that's my opinion on Markiplier, I guess. You can contact them through Discord. Gotta be honest with you, man, I don't really find the need to contact the Discord moderator for Geometry Dash at this point in my life, considering that I have no interest in the game whatsoever. I mean, I would appreciate it if someone makes a Geometry Dash level of my songs, but I don't think I'm like actively pushing my songs to be in Geometry Dash, you know. Oh well, I'm gonna go frickin' make more of these outlines here. Okay, wait, let me just make an arm here. There we go. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. Oh god. It stretched a little bit. Holy shit. Alright, let's drink some water here. I am feeling parched right now. I think I'll make this hair right here. Make one here. Alright. Do this. Do this. And do this. The freaking cowboy hat here, and then I got the eraser up in here. That. Speaking of Geometry Dash, isn't there like a rule in Newgrounds wherein you can't like make or I think redistribute like music from Geometry Dash in their rules and guidelines page in their site? Because I was like, I'm the guy that wants to read through whatever is happening on Newgrounds when I first discovered it, and I remember specifically seeing a rule in Newgrounds that states that hey, you should not repost like Geometry Dash levels music specifically onto the site. And like, why is this a thing? Why is this suddenly why is this suddenly a thing that they have to think about? And why is it something that they have to clearly label here in this new rule book? And now that I've now that we're talking about this here, I still don't know why. I still don't know why that's a rule in Newgrounds. Oh well. Oh god, I need to like stretch my shit. Oh god. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna stream for like an hour and 40 minutes here. Make more of this. More of this. By the way, guys, on Tuesday, I'm still like wondering whether I should stream on that day because I think I'll be busy with some college work at that day. But on first day, I will be making another short on YouTube. It will be I guess a highlight. Not really a highlight, but I guess a surprise little short that I kind of wanna post for the Halloween season. So if you wanna see that, be sure to check out my YouTube shorts. What else is out there? Jesus Christ, I'm really feeling very tired right now. Maybe I shouldn't stream right after I do a freaking jog in the morning. Probably should be resting right now and recovering my muscles or something. But no, we must complete this animation. This animation must be completed, or else I'm gonna poop my pants. What am I saying? But to be clear though, we are like almost done with this. I just have to make this one scene here. So we'll be just making this outline here. Then I'll be messing around with the armature again one more time. Do the coloring, and then boom, we're done. We're done with the animation side of things. Then I can now quickly do the soundtrack and the voiceover for this short. Then we'll be done. I'll be done with this freaking year-long, not a year-long, but 2-year-long project I've been working on this past couple of months. We can move on to bigger pastures. Okay, let me just quickly make the hat here. Yep. Oh. Where are his abs? Give me his abs, please. Thank you. Let me... Okay, there's some spots here where I forgot to make the outlines of stuff. Make this. This. Okay. This. Oh God, I freaking messed up that. the outlines for most of this. Okay. Alright. Alright, while you guys are... Yeah, I need something to like wake myself up. I need to like listen to like a podcast here in the background or something. That's something that might put me back to working mode here. Or maybe let me listen to some, I don't know, study music on the background. Let me see. Of course, you guys won't see this because I want to avoid YouTube's copyright system here for the most part. But on my ear, I'm gonna be listening to Lo-Fi Girl, which I think is the most widest thing I've ever said here on the stream. I need something to focus my attention to. Alright, there we go. Oh yeah, Lo-Fi Girl, oh my god. Lo-Fi hip-hop beats to relax, let's study to. You know what, I still don't know how Twitch gets away with all these streamers playing third-party music on their streams. Well, YouTube gets to, you know, follow copyright law. That's why I guess I'm sometimes adamant to stream on Twitch. I guess my feelings became accepted by the general public after the incident that happened on TwitchCon recently. I don't want to get into what's the drama on Twitch right now, but let's just say it's not good. It's not good for anyone. Gifts were thrown out, people were harassed and stuff. It's the general drama stuff that might put people's days down. That's why I won't talk about it here on the stream. Okay. Alright. Yeah, maybe I just do need to listen to some music while I make some of the lines here. By the way, if you guys are like a new... Okay, here we go. For any new chatters there, I'll just leave this freaking note here in case you are used to my VTuber avatar on stream. Pretty good. Now let's switch to the wrestler character here. might have to animate the whole thing again, just so it can. Oh, actually, wait. Just, I know. Can I lock this? Okay, there. Oh god. Really? God damn it. Alright, I might have to actually make a separate frame for this. Hold on. Okay. Okay. It looks so derpy without the anger in his eyes. Okay. Oh shit. Right. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, now this study music is not making me very sleepy. What about a podcast? Let me get a podcast up in my ears right now. Got podcasts up in here. That, like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Ignore this. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, that sounds like, this looks like family levels. Family Guy levels of movement there. Alright, now I need him to like comfort this guy. make a, hold on. It's a very talking scene, so I might have to like add a, okay. Okay, normally I don't use this text editor here in Blender, but since I don't normally go to a documents editor like WPS to make my scripts, I think this could be what I need. Let's see, wrestler. Right now, cowboy. So what? Cowboy. Dang. Just knowing that Python is the main language here in the text editor makes me wanna go back into coding again. Ooh, that's cowboy. Dot dot dot. Cowboy. Races a hand. Want to get a beer? Cowboy. Yeah. High fives wrestler. Looks back at camera. Michael Jackson style. Okay, there we go. Finished. Alright, I'm gonna save this. Wrestler scripts. Let me just put this under my Blender. Oh, yeah, you guys can see this. So, just to give you guys some context, I'm just scrolling through my file explorer to export this text file. onto a folder here on my file explorer. Script, there we go. Okay. It's just a little bit of notes I'm gonna put just to give me a good idea of how this scene will play out. Okay, so just to give you some context. Wrestler walks, cowboy says, "Hey." Camera pans to cowboy character. Cowboy character moves out of his living position and says, "You good? That's some great kayfabe back. You good? I mean, no." Cowboy says, "That was one heck of a match, huh?" And this guy would say, "You good? That's some great kayfabe back there." And when wrestler is like, this same guy raises his other hand, and says, "Want to get a beer?" Cowboy goes for a long pause and then goes for a high five, and then they both turn around to do some. When the wrestler character says, "Hey, that's one silly storyline they hired us for, huh?" And then Cowboy's like, have you guys watched the Thriller, the music video for Michael Jackson's Thriller? I think if you guys are like a big Michael Jackson fan, you would know that in that one music video, I think the girlfriend of Michael Jackson was running away from a bunch of zombies, but then she wakes up and realizes that it was all a dream. His boyfriend Michael Jackson never became a zombie, and Michael was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" And the girlfriend is like, "Oh, nothing." And then I think Michael Jackson's like, "Come on, let's go to movies or something." And then to end the freaking whole music video, Michael Jackson just moves his head back to the camera, stares at it for a couple of seconds, and it was soon revealed that all of what was seen in her dream wasn't exactly fantasy all along, and that Michael Jackson is a zombie now in the music video for his hit song Thriller. So this is gonna be how this is gonna play out. So we'll be able to finish this for this stream, but let's try to animate maybe this one scene here. Okay. Whew. All right. Alright, I just realized it's almost 5 o'clock here on my clock here. Not sure if I'll be able to stream any longer than this. But we'll see. Alright. Yeah, I might have to end the stream after I make the one frame here. Okay. So you guys can tell from the script, these guys are well aware that this is all just kayfabe. Because of course, wrestling. But it is now later revealed that this guy actually does have some resentment to this guy for a backstory that I won't spoil in this video here, for this VOD here. So if you guys want to see more about this animation, it will be released sometime in the next couple of weeks, I guess. I'm not sure. Yeah, if I could get this released before Christmas, I'm sure of that. If I don't get lazy and shit. Alright. Okay, I think that's about it for the stream, guys. I apologize if this is an abrupt end to the stream, but hey, this is just how animation goes. We can't expect to hit our goals, especially on a big project like this. But anyway, I guess I'll try to work on some of these frames behind the scenes that we haven't streamed. And yeah, I think that's about it for today's stream, guys. On the next following streams, I kind of want to do I mean, I guess from the promise I gave you guys on a couple of streams before, I did say that I will do a bunch of gaming streams to alternate with the normal Blender streams you're seeing right now. But I think for our next stream, I want to do something a little bit something for my sister. I want to make a Kuromi plushie right here in Blender. So if that's something that might interest you guys, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, go read a book. Oh my god, my freaking neck here is choking right now. Anyway, go read a book, guys. Bye bye.